hands do the talking, man. My hands gonna make sure that it turns into the Lamont Roach show for sure.
My whole goal was always to go out there and put on a great performance, like every night.
Oh, he's a competitor. He wants to compete. You know what I mean? He wants to win. You know, he wants to, do more than the next guy. But he's also humble in a sense.
During the final face-off, Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach got heated ahead of their showdown. Roach boldly claimed, "He's never faced someone like me in a fight," vowing victory on Saturday night. Tank, unfazed, fired back with confidence. Tensions are high as both fighters prepare for an intense battle in the ring.
March 1st to come out victorious.
Lamont, hip-hop is really, how's the power look? You carried with you to 135?
Yeah, you know it. Okay. You know it might be better than it was at 30.
So you feel more confident with your throw, your punches and everything like that?
For sure. 5 extra pounds I don't gotta lose.
Okay.
How important is it for you to look for a knockout for this fight for Gervonta, not leave it to the judges?
I'm not necessarily stressing a knockout, but as you know, as I've been saying, this entire press run, this entire media run, I'm trying to knock any and everybody out. So if the opportunity presents itself, we're gonna take it for sure.
What makes you different than takes other opponents?
The IQ, the skill level, just being the overall cerebral assassin in the ring. He ain't never been in there with someone like me up to date. You know what I'm saying?
Losing the last 2 fights in the amateur had any effect on this fight?
Not necessarily, but it is a little get back that I gotta get for sure. For sure.
Going forward, no matter the outcome, like going up to 135, that's something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, that's a goal of mine. But regardless, I mean, after I win, I'm gonna defend that both until I feel as though I can't make 30 no more.
In the lead-up to the upcoming bout, Lamont Roach exudes confidence, declaring, "My hand's gonna make sure it's the Lamont Roach show." He emphasizes his strategy to target both Gervonta, Tank Davis's face and body, aiming to halt his opponent's momentum. Roach's assertive approach underscores his determination to dominate the fight and leave no doubt about his superiority in the ring.
This is Andy Purewell for Boxing News. I'm joined by Lamont Roach Jr. here in New York. Lamont, it's good to see you. How are you feeling? It's fight week.
Oh, I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling good. Fight week, I'm very excited.
An extra 5 pounds to work with for yourself. How's that move up in weight been feeling?
It's been feeling great, man. I'm not struggling or killing myself to make weight. I don't normally struggle or kill myself to make weight neither, but it's just it's a better feeling. Them last 5 pounds is a big difference.
I have to ask you, Lamont, you go into this fight, obviously you're going to be the underdog. Do you thrive on that tag though, being the underdog?
No, just like my fight with Hector, I've been an underdog before. I've been doubted, I've been counted out, and you guys see what happens. So March 1st is going to be a repeat of that.
Whenever Gervonta Davis fights, as he was mentioned up on the stage, there's a lot more attention on the fight. Instead of it being the Gervonta Davis show, how do you make it the Lamont Roach Jr. show?
Go in there and let my hands do the talking, man. My hands going to make sure that it turns into the Lamont Roach show for sure.
I know you don't want to give too much away, but how do you break down Gervonta Davis? How do you come out on top in this fight?
Punch him in the face, punch him in the body, keep punching him in the face. That's how it's going to stop. If he not going to be able to stop this shit coming to him. I'm sorry, excuse my language. He ain't going to be able to stop this.
One thing that we've seen with Tank, he obviously has that one-punch knockout power. For yourself, how do you look to try and stay switched on for 12 rounds so you don't allow him to find that shot to try and end the fight?
I'm not too worried about staying away.
Gervonta Davis offers a measured response to Roach's bravado, stating, "It's skill versus skill. Whoever has better skill will be victorious." This remark highlights Davis's belief in his technical prowess and preparation. By focusing on the matchup as a contest of abilities, Davis shifts the narrative from pre-fight theatrics to the actual performance, suggesting that true talent will determine the outcome.
What is he in for this Saturday night?
A rude awakening. A rude awakening for sure. He just doing what you have to do, trying to psych yourself out for the fight and things like that. But come March the 1st, it's all about skill versus skill. And who had the better skill that night is going to be the victorious person.
Renowned trainer Barry Hunter announces his intention to be in Gervonta Davis's corner on fight night, expressing, "Tank is like family to us." Hunter's involvement brings a wealth of experience and a personal connection to Davis's camp. His presence is expected to provide strategic insights and emotional support. potentially influencing the fight's dynamics in Davis's favor.
But I had to put that aside and look at his business, and that's where it is. I mean, it's going to be love before and love after.
How did the relationship with you and Gervonta take place? Being in his corner now. Will you be in his corner come Saturday night?
I will be in his corner. Here's the deal. We got a long history. Calvin called me years ago. Gervonta was a little boy, maybe 8, 9 years old. Brought him up to the gym, and we've all been together ever since. Times when you don't see us, myself, and maybe Patrice Harris with him, we still write his fight plans up and everything. So we've been together for a long time.
Coach, can you just give us some clarification or understanding? Because the obvious question is, is Calvin also going to be in that corner? And if not, why?
Oh yeah, you see him here now, right?
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? See, I hear things, right?
Sure.
But nevertheless, Calvin will be there, Coach Barry will be there, Coach Boogie will be there, and Kenneth be there as well.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult offers a stark forecast suggesting that Lamont Roach is likely to be knocked out in the early rounds and in a severe manner. This prediction reflects a sentiment among some pundits that Davis's power and skill set may overwhelm Roach quickly. Such commentary adds to the pre-fight discourse, intensifying the anticipation and debate among fans and experts alike.
I was looking at Lamont Roach media workout. Lamont Roach is going to be knocked out extremely violently very early in the fight, and it's going viral. And I'm looking at his stance and his feet, and I'm saying Gervonta is going to knock Roach out by accident. I think he's going to knock him out just from muscle memory, just from his technique. Tank isn't a guy who just tries to go out and knock you out early. But I think he's going to be violent come Saturday. I think he's going to try to make a statement because Shakur Stevenson just fought with Padley. And so I think he's trying to send a message like, don't ever put this guy in my league. Even if, Shakur was supposed to beat Padley and I supposed to beat Lamont Roach, here's the difference.
Champion boxer Stephen Fulton addresses critics who question Lamont Roach's decision to face Gervonta Davis. He points out that many detractors lack an understanding of the fighter's history and the nuances of different weight classes.
All right, last question. I got to ask you about a fight coming up.
That's because, it is before business actually get taken care of. I don't like to say it, because then if it don't happen, everybody like, well, what happened with this? You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So you take those little losses or however things don't go well in the dark.
But I'm gonna say I'm proud on both notes. I'm proud of the performance, and I'm proud of that move. That's a big move.
Yeah, that would be.
But last question, I gotta ask you about fight. You got Tank, Lamont Roach this Saturday.
How you feeling?
You gonna be in the building?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm just gonna be a fan of the sport though. That day. May the best man win. That's good for both of them and their history as well.
I've been hearing people criticize the fight. Why is that a good fight to watch? Because for me, I think it's going to be competitive.
Only people that criticize the ones that don't know the history between the two, or that don't know certain fighters in certain weight classes, I can say. But guys like me and everybody else that came up in my era, as far as like the amateur and stuff, I want to see the fight. Like I think it's a good fight because I know both of them and they got history. We all know of each other, things like that. So it's a good fight.
In a public training session, Lamont Roach demonstrates his readiness by delivering powerful punches during his final preparations for the fight against Davis. This display aims to showcase his physical condition and technical skills, serving as a message to both his opponent and spectators that he is primed for the upcoming challenge. Lamont Roach makes a striking assertion, stating that he plans to knock out Gervonta Davis and advises Davis against starting slow in the early rounds. Roach also references their amateur history, claiming to have previously knocked out Davis. This narrative adds a personal dimension to the fight, suggesting a psychological edge and aiming to plant seeds of doubt in Davis's mind regarding their upcoming encounter.
Alright, Tank, I don't know if you heard, but Lamont Roach went on the Breakfast Club and said when y'all were amateurs, he whooped your ass. And he was the harder puncher back then, so obviously he thinks he's the harder puncher now. And he said when y'all get in the ring, he will be the bigger man. So he is gonna stand and bang with you because he got more power than you, bro. And he said that the fact that people think that you gonna knock him out, well, that's a joke to him. He don't see that happening because you better not start slow or you gonna be in trouble, bro, because you are just the beginning of his Hall of Fame legacy. It starts with you. He ain't have to negotiate with you because when he beat you, you are done because you thinking about retirement. And that starts his Hall of Fame run. What you think about that? Aight.
Analysts have posited that Gervonta Davis operates on a different level compared to Lamont Roach. This assessment is based on Davis's track record, skill set, and previous performances, suggesting a disparity in experience and capability. Such evaluations contribute to the pre-fight analysis, offering perspectives on how the fighters match up and what strategies might be employed.
How come you're not fighting a Shakur Stevenson? How come you're not fighting Teofimo? How come you're not fighting Devin Haney? How come you're not fighting these fighters that we talk about all the time? Why are you fighting these people that we rarely know like that, bro? And you trying to sell us wolf tickets. You're trying to hype us up, talking about he's the next one. He's a good fighter. And when you go into, there's levels, bro. Like the whole set, there's levels. Like there's Roach, there's Tank Davis, just another different level, you know? And
professional opinions converge on the expectation that Gervonta Davis will secure a knockout victory over Lamont Roach by the 7th round. This consensus is influenced by Davis's substantial fan base and his history of decisive wins. The prediction underscores the anticipation of an explosive performance, with many supporters confident in Davis's ability to conclude the fight within the specified time frame.
Davis is the favourite for this fight, and I think that Davis is going to be able to win via KO in round 7. I think he's going to be able to brutally stop Roach, to be completely honest. And, you know, maybe it's a harsh way of putting it, but he was able to do it versus Martin. Martin let him onto the front foot, and Davis showed that he can just walk you down. I think he's going to be able to do that again. Roach might be able to land early to the body quite nicely at times and, you know, might be able to outthrow him like Martin was doing in that fight. But Roach, if he's just not throwing on the inside and just continually trying to go for big singular shots to the body or, you know, catch him with big overhands, then I think it's just not going to work out for him. I think Davis is going to be able to work that out very easily, find the openings very easily, and then, you know, Roach might be trying to slip and use his kind of Philly shell, but I still believe that Davis is going to be able to be better than that and to see a shot, to time a shot very well, to be able to brutally knock him out again and be able to score another huge knockout win for himself.
Featherweight champion Gary Russell Jr. provides insight into Gervonta Davis's character outside the ring, noting that Davis tends to keep to himself and avoids engaging in trash talk. This observation highlights a contrast between Davis's reserved personal demeanor and his aggressive in-ring persona. Understanding this duality offers a more nuanced view of Davis as both a person and a competitor.
Absolutely. And as far as Tank, I know that there's been a lot of rumblings in social media that you want that fight. Y'all went back and forth. You wanted that fight for a few years now.
We never went back and forth. I'm the only one that's been saying shit. Tank know to keep his mouth closed when it comes to me. He don't say too much. So,
speaking of him, obviously, what do you think about this fight against Lamont Roach, man? Because there's a lot of people that are kind of iffy on it because, again, another guy moving up in weight. There's a lot of other guys that they prefer to Tank see fight, including yourself, Shakur, a lot of the other bigger names. What do you think about that fight? What was the first thought that came to your mind when that fight got announced?
I think the same thing that everybody else thought. Unfortunately, you know, Lamont Roach, he got in his feelings when I gave my honest opinion. So, like I said before, after you fight Tank, win, lose, or draw, if you really feel some type of way about what I said, in my honest opinion, then make me your next opponent right after Tank. I'll fight you at 130.
Gervonta Davis reflects on his career trajectory, acknowledging that the end may be approaching. He expresses a desire to deliver great performances in every fight and emphasizes his commitment to being a good father.
Fight Lamont Roach. What has he done to deserve to be in the ring against you?
He's a world champion himself. He's coming up and wait to dare to be great. So we fought before, you know. So it's history. It's history in that. There's two guys that's trying to be great.
These sentiments reveal a contemplative side of Davis, focusing on personal growth and legacy beyond boxing.
I'm the type of guy that, you know, I really don't like pay attention to that because I'm still in the mix. So I just gotta keep my head grounded, you know, stay grounded and just. My whole goal was always to go out there and put on a great performance, like every night, you know. So I can't really say right now because I'm still in the mix. Like I said, but hopefully when it's all said and done, I'll be one of them top great fighters. For sure.
How soon is it going to be before you're done? Because on several occasions, it's almost like you're alluding to, you only have but so many fights left. You're looking to walk away from the game. How close are you to that, being undefeated and unblemished with some big fights out there for you to get?
It's close for sure. It just I don't know. It's a little draining. I just want to step back for a little bit and just focus on me personally. You know, I feel like I've been doing this for some time now, and I just want to give myself a break.
Further elaborating on his future, Gervonta Davis mentions his intention to retire as part of his journey toward becoming a better human being. This decision appears rooted in a desire for personal development and life beyond the ring. Davis's contemplation of retirement reflects an awareness of the physical and emotional demands of boxing, as well as a readiness to embrace new challenges and roles in his life.
I have so much love. Have you have you had any times like, maybe I was tripping a bit?
Yeah, I do be having those thoughts.
Yeah.
But it's also, too, I want to get myself together, though.
Which is much more important.
Yeah, being more there for my kids, going to school, just building myself up as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As a great human being. That's what I'm focusing on.
You mentioned at the next stage of your life you wanted to seek therapy, become a better person. What does that actually mean? Like, what do you want to get out of this therapy?
Just healing myself.
Coach Myron Flowers sheds light on Gervonta Davis's relentless drive, highlighting his fierce competitive nature and eagerness to learn. Davis approaches each training session with the goal of surpassing his previous performance, constantly seeking improvement. This dedication to self-betterment is a cornerstone of his success, illustrating the work ethic that propels his achievements in the sport.
Tank's work ethics in the gym.
Oh, he's a competitor. He wants to compete, you know what I mean? He wants to win, he wants to, do more than the next guy, but he's also humble in a sense because there's a lot of things that he wasn't good at that he had to learn and watch and sit back and then, okay, now I got it. Push myself, but was humble enough to learn and listen to a lot of things that he was able to do. He has never done before. And that's kind of hard to do to people, man, to really say, like, listen, man, if you do this, I know it don't really directly correlate to boxing, but I promise you it's gonna help you in the ring. That's hard to introduce to people, you know what I mean? And then them trust you this late. It's not like I've trained Tank since he was 6 or 7 years old or since he's been 12, like I've coached Scooter. So that, I was fortunate that there was some trust there this late.
Esteemed trainer Bozzy Ennis offers strategic counsel to those facing Gervonta Davis, advising against engaging in direct exchanges with him. Ennis emphasizes that Davis's counterpunching ability and power make trading punches a perilous strategy. This insight suggests that opponents should adopt a more tactical approach, focusing on movement and defense to mitigate Davis's offensive strengths.
I think that's pretty good fight. I would have to go with Tank, though. I would have to go with Tank.
Lamont will be moving up. What would he have to do to make that fight?
Oh, he moving up?
Yeah, it would be No, he's the champion at 30.
Oh, okay, yeah. I have to go with Tank.
What does he need to do to make this competitive?
Don't trade with him. You got to box, move, time up. But it's difficult when you fight Tank, man. It's difficult when you fight him. Because Tank sets you up with all types of shots, man. And also, like I tell people, Tank can box when he want to box.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.